Hi, this is Chris George from Marshall Amps, and we're here at Namm 2011 to show some very new cool product from us this year. First up, we've got the Marshall AFD 100, which is the new Slash signature. You may have heard about it. There's been a dedicated website called afd100.com, and over the last year we've been developing this amp with Slash. Finally, we're in a position where the amps are now in production at our UK factory, and it's very cool indeed. So aside from it being a great signature sound of Slash, which really nails that tone, it also has some very cool features, including built-in power attenuation. So you can take the amp from 100 watts all the way down to 0.1 watt. You've also got two different gain stages. Firstly, what's called number 34, which is Slash's post-appetite crunch sound, and then the main AFD sound stems from there as well. So just to let you know what it sounds like, I've actually got the master volume and the gain cranked pretty high, but using the built-in power control, the crunch sound, number 34 sound, sounds like this. And then from there you can bring in with the foot controller the AFD sound itself. Also use the power control, as I said, to take it all the way down, so you can decrease the volume to this kind of thing. So the amp becomes very quiet, but you still got all the gain sound as well. And you can also use the effects loop as a volume lift, so you can do that from the foot switch as well. So that's the Marshall AFD 100, but also now we're just starting to show something else new, which is the YJM 100. This is the Yngwie Malmsteen signature amp. Once again, it's got some very cool features, and this is actually the back of the amp that you're seeing here, because all the main features of the amp are on the back panel. So the front of the amp looks like a regular Marshall Plexi with the 4 inputs, and the only difference on the front panel is where it usually says JMP, it actually says YJM. It's not until you turn it around that you realise there's a lot more going on with this amp. So I'm plugged into the top left input, I've got the volume on the front all the way up, and you get that great Plexi sound, but once again we've got power control just here, so everything from 100 watts down to 0.1 of a watt, and yeah, this is the sound with the power down. Also got the added benefit of a 50 watt switch as well, so at any point when you're using the power control, you can just at the press of a button take out 2 of the power tubes there, and it compresses the sound more like a 50 watt amp does. You've also got built-in digital reverb as well. And then you've got the boost section as well, which consists of volume gain and a noise gain. You can see when you engage the boost section here, the noise gate comes on as well. You can bypass the noise gate if you want. You might be able to hear the hiss there, so it's obviously doing its job very well. You've got a threshold to control the amount of gate that's in there, and there is absolutely stacks of gain in this amp as well, more than you'd ever want, which turns the amp, whether you're a fan of Yngwie or not, it makes this into the super Marshall modded Plexi with all the great features that you ever wanted. engaged, it doesn't cut the sound off prematurely. It follows the pattern of the playing. And also, once again, with the power control, you can take the amp right down. So both these amps make great practice amps as well. So that's pretty much it. The other thing to tell you is that both these amps are self-biasing as well, which makes changing valves very straightforward. This one comes stock with EL34s. This one, the AFD, comes with 6550s. For more information on these amps, then please head to marshallamps.com.